What's up, everybody? Damon here. I'm joined by Sam and Colin.
Hello.
And we are taking a look today at Nintendo Power issue number 2 with the infamous cover. Colin, you're a big Castlevania II Simon's Quest fan.
I am. I'm a huge Castlevania II Simon's Quest fan. I love that game.
So whose head is that?
This is
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, the whole game is about recovering Dracula's body parts and putting it back together.
What you can see down here is his heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
What's the skull over here for? Is that just to be like...
I guess that's just, it's
Frankenstein's
It's another skull. Yeah, it's another skull.
It looks kind of like the Skyrim guy.
It does kind of look like Skyrim.
He has like blonde hair and stuff. Doesn't look like Simon too much.
I used to go on Quest 2 until I took an arrow to the knee. Bionic Commando was in this issue. More Super Mario 2. That was the cover of the first issue.
Right.
Yeah.
They have plenty of room to put brothers in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why they didn't do that.
Yeah, no.
Actually, you'll notice the naming stuff in like a Nintendo Power is like spot on most of the time though. Like they spell out Mike Tyson's Punch Out with the two exclamation points perfectly. Like they're like brand aware. So I'm surprised it's like that there.
Shout out to the alliteration here. Powerful pointers from programmers and pros.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I don't know, but who are these programmers? What are they talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I think they interview or they talk to the people that make the games.
I get it's
like
we call them
they
developers.
have an interview with Rare in this.
Yeah, I know.
Rareware. So there you go. That's the programmers.
I know,
but it's like Damon. Let's get to that page.
We call them developers. I don't know why they were trying to call them programmers. Anyway.
They actually address some of those naming
Yeah.
conventions of this. They also talk about, there's like a letter, we'll get to it, but there's a letter about game tapes.
The inside cover, there is a letter about game tapes.
This is awesome.
Yeah, the title. Look how cool
Let us see. There's the two Zelda games, Castlevania, Double Dragon,
Dragon Power.
That
I only
stack
vaguely
would make
remember
me
that one.
drool that
oh,
year.
yeah, I know.
And some of these
Metroid,
games are
RC
unreleased.
Pro Am.
Link wasn't out yet.
Is Link in here? Oh
Yeah,
it
Link's
is.
right
Yeah,
there.
it was a big deal. Like
The
game was delayed because of this shortage.
Yeah, there's a chip shortage.
Yeah, chip shortage. But I like this. Are you ready for awesome?
Yeah,
we're ready here.
Nintendo recommends you don't get your games wet too, so that kind of disturbed me.
Yeah, so this came with a calendar here, so you could mark off like all the releases that were coming out in every month.
Pretty awesome.
Well, if you, and I don't know if we have a way to kind of zoom in on this, but like if you zoom in on your screen, there's some amazing depictions of Mario in this, including Mario attacking a turkey with a battle axe for November, and then Mario pulling a gun on a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, because he's dressed as a cowboy.
Yeah, it's so
that's
cute.
His costume.
And there's also the announcement of National Pizza Week in January, which I never was aware of.
A whole week?
Yeah, a whole week of pizza.
Nice. My life is National Pizza Life.
Yeah.
basically.
Also, they have marked in that calendar Goonies Reunion.
What is that?
I don't know, because Goonies 2 is already out, so I don't really know what it means, but I wish I would have been there.
Means. This is everything we got coming for us in this episode in here.
Cool. Golgo 13, hell yeah, man.
Right. That's a weird pictorial in this, because it's like, that game was really hard to figure out when you were a kid. So
The Golgo 13?
Yeah.
This is the box art for Bionic Commando.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
Which you'll notice is completely devoid of the Nazi imagery and stuff. And even like they even show like Master D on here, right? Isn't that? Oh no, that's that other boss. But yeah, it's.
Yeah, I mean all that was removed for the Western release, right?
Yeah, but in the game though, they just changed the swastikas to like eagles.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So it's like not too hidden in the game, but in this like depiction of it, it's like they don't even talk about that.
It's pretty solid pixel art right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah!
But look at it compared to the key art on the right there.
But so this is
it couldn't be more different.
Is this Bionic Commando or is this Super Joe that you're trying to rescue?
Yeah, I guess
I'm
that
not
would
sure
be Super
which
Joe
one
he has
that
hands.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. Yeah.
But they try to explain the Bionic Commando, activities here, which he doesn't jump, right? So it says up here that
your bionics won't allow you to jump
because your bionics won't allow you to jump.
Because they don't. That's probably I love that game, but that was just didn't make any sense at all. It was frustrating.
Yeah.
But we all do remember Crush.
Yeah. And warning. Zap.
I like those.
He looks like
Bionic
Duke
Commando
from G.I. Joe in this picture.
Yeah, he does.
Or like, who's it? Is it Space Ghost that has the ring that shoots?
Yeah.
It looks like that Space Ghost.
I just love what I loved about Nintendo Power was the imagery. Some of it was good. This is really good imagery, of the art that they made just contrasted with the 8-bit graphics, where they're pretty on. And you can see how they construct the screenshots here, which is pretty cool.
I just love it. These layouts of these levels are so cool.
The contrast in the screenshots make them look really colorful, and that's what I remember CRTs looking like at the time. Like when you play these games on your PC or on our Wii U or whatever right now, it doesn't look as good, and it was because CRTs had this kind of over garish color saturation.
And I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure it will be the case with Nintendo Power too. But I know with a lot of old magazines, they were taking like actual pictures of the screens.
Yeah,
and then,
we've talked about it's what is it, Polaroids? Right?
Yeah,
and then they'd tape them together and then do their layout.
A picture of that. Mm-hmm. So Bionic Commando was a sequel to Commando, which was more like this. It was a top-down, vertical scrolling shooter.
Yeah, I never made that connection. Is
really?
that real connection?
Yeah, because you play as Super Joe in Commando, and in this game you're trying to rescue Super Joe.
Wow.
And so they did have
Commando
these.
Sucks.
Yeah, well, I like Commando. I mean, it was like Ikari Warriors.
It's like a bunch of bonus levels in Commando. That's all it is.
That's the kind of game.
Tunnels.
Yeah, but I like him here. He just puts on a helmet for no reason.
So this is an example of this expose in Bionic Commando like made this game playable. If you got Bionic Commando, it was pretty complex, and the you could play any level at any time. Like to know the order that you're supposed to play stuff and how it all works. Just even till like the third page of this is like the most useful thing you could possibly have.
But they go like pretty deep into this game.
They do.
Yeah, it's awesome. And the art, the art is so inspired by the G.I. Joe comic books. It's not even funny.
Oh, you're right.
Like it's like so inspired by the
his name is Super Joe, right?
Yeah, but it's like just like everything about it is so G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I wasn't a G.I. Joe kid, but now looking at it, it's really obvious. Yeah.
Like it's awesome.
Oh, dude, I remember this boss.
Yeah, that boss is great. I think that's the boss I was just referring to on the cover, like the guy in the big
This is the end of the game. You shoot, zombie Hitler through here, right?
Yeah.
He's
not a zombie. He's just regular Hitler.
I don't know, like this is.
I guess he's brought back from the dead. You're right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I thought the graphics on this explosion were just mind blowing.
How
as a kid.
amazing
I was
is
like,
that still looks. It still looks. Yeah.
Yeah. The color palette and everything is just like the ending of that game. Like if you guys haven't seen it, like YouTube it. It's so good.
Yeah.
So there he is. There's Bionic Commando with Super Joe.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
They just straight up show you the end of the game.
Yeah, it's weird.
So you can see.
I don't remember that.
Bionic Commando's on the left there, and Super Joe is the guy with the red hair.
Yeah.
So he's hanging on for dear life.
Yes. You've rescued him.
They're best friends.
Life Force is so good, dude.
This
I love
game
Life Force.
Makes me like really impressed so the last issue we got to see like some early NES games and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like when NES started like just looking really good. The graphics are really good. So they used these big, colorful screenshots. I think for Life Force, really emphasizing how great all the bosses are.
Yeah, Life Force looks. It was called Salamander, right?
Yeah. This thing is straight up scary, right?
That'd be a good black, like heavy metal shirt.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, my brother and I used to play the shit out of this game, and I wasn't very good at it. I got better at it later, but he was nasty at this game.
Yeah,
and
I had to use the code.
Yeah, this is a tough game, but this was a really really solid.
My favorite part
shooter.
about Life Force is that at the end of the game, you go to like a kind of like a metal cyber area, and you move faster. It's like really fast.
Yeah, it goes really fast, right?
It's
like
really cool.
I would love to see someone just beat that without any cheat codes.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember they showed on the previous page that like the king. Go back real quick, just a couple pages to the King Tut kind of.
Oh
enemy.
yeah.
I remember that like enemy like so.
His name is Tutankhamun Attack.
Yeah, Tutankhamun Attack. That's such a good name, and that's kind of funny because there's also the Easter Island heads in Gradius, the prequel to Life Force. And it's just they have this kind of archaeological space connection, which is just the coolest thing ever.
Cool. This game is very cool. People should go back and play it.
Yeah, I love that they just show the bosses.
It's based on an arcade game called Salamander, which is a little bit different.
It's a sequel to Gradius. Well, I guess it was a Gradius 2 also, right?
Yeah, there was a Gradius 2, but
same universe.
The Salamander, Life Force, Gradius, they all have the Vic Viper in them.
Yeah.
Which looks like a jet in that picture. That was kind of funny.
So now we get to the cover.
Smoking!
So bad.
Look at this art!
Bad.
Conversely, the silhouette at the top is awesome looking.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That's always
well, so he's also like right here. Like this looks a little bit better.
Yeah, it's the box art. So like like it's funny. Like Nintendo Power sometimes had comically bad art. Like I think of the Mega Man 3 art, which was like the fucking worst thing ever.
Yeah. This is the derpiest Dracula.
It's so bad.
If they just left out the pupils, he would look kind of freaky, I think. But now he just looks
his
like
mouth.
It's like
and like goes up and freakishly curls up.
Yeah, nobody can make that shape with their mouth.
Bats would kind of look like half rabbit.
Anyway, this is the big cover story in this issue. You were talking about how you really needed to read about Bionic Commando in order to know how to play it. I think the same goes for this game, right? Like, there's some just straight up.
This is a tough game.
Obtuse game mechanics here.
Yeah, and like it explains like a couple of really important things, like where to go first and second and third and stuff like that. But there's also a map.
Sure.
So that's like the coolest thing about it. I love the whips here, though. The whips are, I mean, like, I love the Morning Star so much when I was a kid. I thought that was like the coolest looking thing. It was like this flashy, crazy looking whip.
Yeah, and like you could you upgraded the Thorn Whip immediately. Like there's a whole order of operations. Like people that have played this game enough times know you can immediately go and get a bunch of like the dagger and the holy water and also the garlic and stuff like that. And This game was for the time was so dynamic that like we see here the day and night cycle.
That's gonna be one of the first instances of a game doing that, right?
Yeah. It's so this game is, and the whole story and premise behind the game about how like you've killed Dracula but you are imbued with his curse and you have to revive him to kill him again. It's like so just
guys look at the little phantoms in the upper part.
This game's special, man.
The guy's in his pajamas, just ready to scare. He just got up.
See, somebody like Fishman's looking a little bit ridiculous over here. He looks like he has like a red beard. But the wolf.
More good.
One thing that's weird about this game is the names of places, and I remember like reading them in this and like kind of getting like a sense of like Berkeley Mansion, stuff like that, like really getting a picture of where they were in the game. But like just still being really confused, like where the hell did this localization come from? I don't know what these names are. They're so strange.
Yeah, it's awesome. Pharos Woods is even like there's some of these references in Lords of Shadow as well.
Really, in the new games?
The first Lords of Shadow, like there's a whole world called Pharos Woods and stuff, which I think is just a neat throwback to this game.
Hi ho! You didn't expect a secret passage.
You didn't. You got to jump into the water there to scroll the screen down. So yeah, like this game is so. I mean, there's really obscure stuff in this game. Like I can't imagine how anyone beat this game without help when we were young, or just even if you were older. I don't know how you would have done it. But like, people used to think that it was bad translations, but it was actually not. Apparently, the game was actually apparently properly translated. It's just supposed to be obtuse, and they're supposed to lie to you and stuff. So.
Yeah, totally. I think this is funny because. This just keeps on going. Like, they really lead you far into the game, which is good. And I got this issue. There's that guy again, that little mud guy.
They just
reused him.
I just throw him in there
again. They had a back issue order form in Nintendo Power in, like, the later issues. And I remember getting this issue because I had Castlevania II and I had no idea what to do in it.
Really?
And this helped me. Like, I got it, and it came with a map and all this stuff, and I was just like,
yeah, the Crying Mask was a creepy boss, man.
Yeah,
really
creepy.
So that's the other cool thing is that there just aren't a lot of bosses in this game. So there's like 3, I think. And when you fight them, it's a big deal. And what's funny is that if you have the right weapons, you can like house these bosses in like no time at all. Like even when you fight Dracula, you can beat him in like 2 seconds if you have the Flame Whip.
Yeah. So Colin and I were talking about this before. Like, this doesn't show you like game help wise. Really like where to go or anything, but it kind of gives you a concept of what they were thinking. Because in the game, it's really confusing. All you're doing is walking to the right or left.
Yeah.
But you get to all these places, and there's a layout to the game.
Yeah.
It's like playing an old text adventure and drawing a map for it. Like
Sure.
You can do that, and it is helpful.
Now, this is the Bionic Commando pull-out map. How lame is this art?
Well, it's the same guy that did the art for the baseball.
Yeah, but it's just like this doesn't match the article that we read earlier at all.
Yeah, no. I don't know if you noticed him in the inside cover of the front page. It says, and featuring a poster by so-and-so, like he's a notable artist.
No way, this is terrible. And this is just like some kid that's running along with him? Like,
I just like how it says Bionic Commando and just white text on the bottom too. Just like Bionic Commando.
You know what this is missing, though?
What?
A hot dog.
Yeah, I know.
In the background.
And just a Twizzler baseball bat.
Yeah.
More great, weird Super Mario Brothers
that art's awesome.
Yeah, and so this is the same like off-model art from the last issue, from issue 1, which we also did a Let's Read for. Somebody was just like, hey, I can draw more of this stuff.
So I don't know if this is about them like
colored pencils,
not having enough time to fill out this issue, or was Super Mario Brothers 2 just that popular that they have to do another article?
Probably.
Well, in the end of this issue, it claims that Super Mario Brothers 2 is still not out yet.
This one, really?
Yeah.
It's
like,
coming out?
Like because of chip shortages or whatever the case, like nobody could still buy it because there's a letter about it.
That's weird.
Princess is looking a little weird there, isn't she?
They're all looking weird. Look at Mario.
Toad looks kind of funny, but this is an amazing game too.
Oh, I love this game.
That Toad art is awesome, carrying the Shy Guy.
Yeah. See, the vertical level you just passed was like done kind of slanted sideways on the page.
Yeah, isn't that a weird choice? It goes up this way.
So good.
They do that more than once here.
Yeah, it's all like contrasted out and stuff too.
Somebody pointed out that clown face that we were making fun of is similar to the clown face of Bowser's ship in Super Mario World, which I thought was funny.
Why are they calling Birdo Ostro?
I don't know. They probably hadn't settled on the name yet.
It's because Ostro and Birdo are confused in the Super Mario Bros. 2 manual. And for Ostro and Birdo, it says the wrong names.
So they're two different bosses?
Well, Ostro is the little ostriches that that the Shy Guys run on.
Okay.
And Birdo is, Birdo. And, in the manual, that's like something kind of funny about the manual, so that mixes them up. I think the end of the game corrects it, though. And it may be vice versa. Maybe the end of the game mixes up, but that's definitely where that's from.
Wait, go back. I feel like this thing here looks a great deal. It's got a little something going on, like from Super Mario World. Like,
yeah, that's
what
I was just saying.
It's a foretold kind of creepy.
But otherwise, it's just completely out of nowhere.
I know, yeah.
What?
It's not part of the game.
I was gonna say, like, do you know?
No, we made fun of that in our last Let's Read, and there was comments that said, "Oh, dude, that looks just like the Mario World."
Yeah, okay.
Like somebody was like, "Mario
World."
World."
Great minds think alike then, yeah, because that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now.
Huh? Interesting.
Yeah, again with the.
This is hard to follow. It's like.
Yeah, but there's some arrows, Damon.
I know.
Some of these stages, these secret room stages.
Colin and I are guide writers. We get it.
Yeah, you gotta.
This is weird that he has.
Look how Mario's sliding down the side of that one. It's so cute.
He's not supposed to have a blue hat, right?
No, I don't know what that's all about.
Anyway, Renegade. A whole article on Renegade.
Mm-hmm. Terrible brawler, knockoff of Double Dragon, kind of.
Yeah.
But just garbage. But I like the spiked wristband there. That's pretty cool.
No, yeah, that's
and the spray.
I like the brick walls. The brick walls are.
Nice now you meet a really bad dude.
Guys, whipping people with chains was a big deal in the 80s.
I know. Everybody was doing it. This is the crazy artist that they have for RC Pro-Am.
So this is I think you're my favorite artist in Nintendo Power, right? This guy that draws like the big bumpy noses and stuff. Yeah. I want to figure out who this is because he's great.
Just a big profile in RC Pro-Am.
Yep, done with crayon.
The different track layouts.
That's not helpful at all either, right?
Got to collect Nintendo.
Oh, there's a curve up there. Okay.
I know. Like, okay. Plan.
Classified information.
So much of this is game help. We mentioned that last time, but it's like Nintendo Power was like really focused on game help and TV previews apparently.
A whole page on Kid Nicky Radical Ninja. I think I maybe rented this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was a rental for me.
Oh yeah, it's a garbage game. But there's the shortcut to the green grub. More Renegade.
Yeah.
It's not useful, but this page, this is a useful page.
Yeah.
Like that blew my mind. It's like it's not random.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, like if you shoot a certain, it was like when you figure that out, like you shoot a certain one and it tells you which one of these you're on, then like you can totally figure it out every time.
It's like the card panels in Mario 3. Like you can get a huge advantage by doing that. Yeah. So I thought that was really clever.
The comic, of course. Yep. In this one, Nestor is pretending. Well, he's showing off all the video game secrets he knows, and Howard points out it's because he read the latest issue of Nintendo Power.
Yeah,
right.
And also like
to pass that shit off.
The final joke and the opening joke is about how much Nestor wants to get as much attention as Howard.
Yeah,
and I just feel bad for him.
Yeah. Well, he's just.
I guess that's
Howard Lincoln was hogging all the attention.
Yeah.
Counselor's Corner.
So Counselor's Corner is only about Zelda pretty much this issue, which I think is funny because everybody's stuck in Zelda still.
Yeah. How do I get
that fairy tip there where you play the flute at the pond, like there's just I remember reading that tip and using it. Like that's one that I remember specifically, like, oh, that's what you do. So I was stuck.
Find the letter in the second quest.
The funny thing is that there are people that played this game back in the day going around trying to burn every bush with a candle, playing the flute on every
Ryan
square.
Altano did that. He said he burned every single square in Zelda to learn how to play it. This is pretty cool too because so both the fairy whistle thing and this are like playground conversations, right? It's like I found a warp in this level, I found a warp in this level. If you know, check out this fairy whistle, like you talk about these things, and then Nintendo Power like confirms them, and then the myth just spreads even more, and it's so cool.
I never knew there was a credit card in Kid Icarus.
Yeah, you can charge like your thing.
It's expensive.
If you go back real quick, I just saw something funny. I never realized this. Nintendo game counselors are on call from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Those
Jesus
are long hours.
Christ.
That's
it's like we were talking. We did let's read on the first issue of EGM, and there was just like what was the company? There was another developer that had a call line, and they had similar hours, and it was just like, how busy were those people?
It was like Majesco or something, but it was just their call line.
Yeah, was the phone ringing off the hook, or were people just sitting around waiting for someone to
There's
call?
so many funny stories about calling them, too, like that people have, like where it's...
Wait, go back 1 second. Look, that's just what IGN looks like. See the office?
Up here, yeah.
The office up there? That's the counselor's corner.
Oh, no, there's a girl there, so it's not, obviously.
Okay.
Not very... Golgo 13.
Now they went straight for the anime art for this.
Yeah, I mean that's the art of the game, right?
Yeah. But they don't explain it, right? They don't ever say.
These are the Asian profiles. These two girls look very similar, and these three guys look very similar.
Just a little bit of palette swapping and a mustache on that guy.
That's amazing. Wow.
That's all. I don't think I ever realized that. I don't know. I wish I never realized that.
Saving some memory.
I think this was a rental.
Play this when you were
this is a rental for me.
It was impenenetrably complex when I tried it.
Because there's like, look at all these different screens.
It looked
some side scrolling, there's some plane flying.
See, I think this and Life Force are really meant to show off like how pretty the NES is. I don't know why they'd show this otherwise.
I just didn't realize that this game. Like, I don't even understand why they brought this game to the United States.
I think because of the graphics. Like that's the only thing I
didn't realize it had anything to do with... I didn't realize this was an anime until 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
I had no idea. I was like Golgo 13 to me meant like, oh, the NES game.
Yeah, I'm not like an otaku or anything. Like I didn't follow this stuff back then. You know, I was just a little kid.
I just wonder who there's got to be people out there that had like
that
proper
maze
context.
scene looks amazing. Yeah, I didn't know there was like 3D kind of exploration stuff in there inspired by
to escape the maze, draw a map and show every detail.
Thanks, guys.
In our comments, it would say, "That is your job. Why would we do that for you?"
I know. Thanks for telling me to draw a map. That's why I bought Nintendo Power.
So I got this
Blaster Master. Hell, yeah. That
so the cool thing about this Blaster Master expose is that it shows the whole intro story. Like you could watch it yourself.
And I guess
great screens.
This kid looks like a young Super Joe from Bionic Commando, right? With the red hair.
You know, like there's like this whole controversy with the Blaster Master canon. Like, as in, like, there's like the story of Blaster Master because it was changed from being like his girlfriend you're saving in the Japanese versions, but in this it's a frog. Yeah,
that is weird.
And then like there's you guys know that there's those like books that are like fiction about games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's one about Blaster Master, and that's now they've been made a game based on that book's plot.
What game was that?
I don't know. I think it was the recent Wii one.
They did a new
I heard
there was like a WiiWare downloadable Blaster Master game that they did.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is another good one.
Good show all the bosses off again.
Yeah, they just show all the bosses. Cool. The graphics are so great.
Yeah, the crab looks awesome, man.
Yeah, that crab is amazing. I want a shirt with that, too. We need to get some screen printing done.
Yeah, this is a very famous. I think this is actually on the back of the box.
It's on the front of the box. It's just his Blaster Master with that guy. It's like cut out in a blue background.
This is a really tough
game. I love this game. Yeah. The thing is that it just goes on too long. Yeah. You know? Like, you keep on doing these same...
And there was no, like, save, right? So you always start from the beginning.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Just a short little previews and stuff.
Xenophobe and Cycross.
Yeah, there's Cycross? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever played this.
No, I didn't play that.
I was called Sector or something. Not Sector Z, but something else. Sector Zero, maybe. It's an arcade game. Both these are arcade games.
Yeah, Xenophobe I like a lot.
Yeah, Sunsoft obviously can't play 3-player, just 2. Yeah. That was covered in the EGM. We did the Let's Read about it. Superman was like the worst game I've ever played on NES. It's so bad. It's like Chubby Cherub bad. Fighting Golf is such a good name for a golf game.
Yeah, but was there actual fighting in it?
Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf.
Yeah, Lee Trevino?
So. I think you just play golf.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a piece
Jackal, that's a game. Jackal. That's a friggin' game.
Yeah, I love that game.
1943 is great too.
Got it.
Not so hot of a port though. Yeah, Adventure Island hadn't. I thought that would be out by now. You know.
I think of that as a very early.
Stilted those were.
Magmax, I don't think I played.
I love this.
I remember seeing it in the rental store.
3-headed dragon is awesome.
Yeah, that 3-headed dragon looks great. It's a spaceship and a dragon. That's a good idea.
So yeah, the classics. The classics are coming to NES. I love thinking like there was a time, even then these games were considered classics.
Look at Donkey Kong Jr. and Donkey Kong together in the same game pack.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a good call. They still left out the Pi level.
Yeah, Defender 2, Millipede, Joust, Xevious, Galaga, all the classics.
Those are really nice ports for the most part. Like Galaga is such a good port, so is Xevious.
Yeah, we had Galaga. My dad likes playing it on the NES.
Yeah, because you could play it on the Atari 7800, but nobody owned one.
Yeah. Pack
Watch.
And then there's just
Check it out.
Link letter. Dear Zelda, this is a letter from Link.
Yeah.
I'm here in Kyoto with my programmer, Mr. Miyamoto. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid I have some bad news to tell you. Are you sitting down? That's right, you're lying down.
But how would you know that unless you play the game where
I know.
The intro to the game is Zelda lying down, but you don't know that.
They tell me I will not be able to begin my journey until the new year has something to do with computer chips or something. I know we hope to spend the holidays together, but I'm sure you can hold on a little bit longer. I miss you desperately. Mm-hmm. Yours forever, Link.
It's pretty awesome.
And then, sorry for the bad news, Link will be available in very limited quantities in November.
Frenzy!
Right?
Yeah, and most people I know didn't pick it up till April or March or something. It was a total chip shortage thing.
This game, Mickey Mouse, ended up being called Mickey Mouse Capade.
Yeah, it's a good game.
The first Disney game on the NES.
Yeah, Tecmo. These are actually Ghostbusters. Paperboy. I was like, I love that game for some strange reason.
I like Paperboy.
Mm-hmm. Tecmo Bowl, of course.
We haven't seen the final program yet, but the arcade version is really great.
I love that letter from Link. Man.
That is so crazy. And then we're looking into our crystal ball. We see a blurred out Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Mm-hmm. All right,
WrestleMania Track and Field.
The only thing here that changed names or didn't come out was Star Trek, because I believe that came out as Star Trek: The Anniversary or something like that. It was Anniversary. Yeah, it was some other title.
Here's a little thing. Anticipation was made by Rare.
That was one of the Rare games.
Which is one of their first games.
Exciting new board game concept. We'll talk about that again in a sec during our Rare interview.
Yeah.
Bubble Bobble.
They combined California Games and Skate or Die in that thing over there.
That's weird.
Funny.
TMNT, the one everyone hates, but that's actually awesome.
Pretty
good skater
RoboCop screen there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Here's the contest.
Yeah, it's contest win. Look at Howard Phillips, man.
But what is that little car?
Just like for RC Pro-Am?
Is it a go-kart or what?
No, I think it's a remote control.
It's a remote control car. That looks
fun. So you fill out the little survey.
I used to fill those out.
Look at this.
Did you?
Yeah.
So they're all missing from your issues now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to cut things out of these magazines and stuff, too, and I put them on my wall.
Yeah. My posters are
I wish I knew better. Well, Power...
So, yeah, they had a new SKU of the NES that was coming out called the Power Set. It would come with the Power Pad. They call the NES the Control Deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's the original. There's the Control Deck, then there's the Power Set, and then there's another set. There's another name of it. I forget what it's called.
Look at the mom and that. She's like,
Action set,
get me out of here.
The action set is the zapper.
She's not looking at the TV. She's looking at that. Like,
she's looking at the camera. She's like, get me out of here.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The kid's wearing yellow socks. That's pretty rocking. And then this is our favorite artist here. That's created this frame around here. It's pretty good. And then this is the interview with Rare. And then they say, what is left for the two brothers? He and Tim are working on a fantastic new board game concept. What's it about? It's fun, says Chris mysteriously. And it was the anticipation that they were just...
Yeah, they just showed it. Yeah. No one knew
this article is about them having Lamborghinis because they're so rich and young. But in the end of the issue, there's like a little mention of like they're waiting for the Lamborghini photos to come in right up to the published date. It's kind of funny.
I mean, this is 88. He was 30 in 88, so like 10 years later, he'd be making Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Yeah, that's insane. That shot there of Wizards and Warriors is really cool. I
love that game.
That game is fantastic.
Yeah.
The music is really good. It's really easy to play. Music, Iron Sword is pretty interesting too. That a little bit more hard to figure out.
Fabio. So fall television preview, and I don't remember any of these TV shows. TV 101, which apparently had Matt LeBlanc.
Dirty Dancing had a
Dirty Dancing, the TV show?
Night Watch.
No, I don't remember any of these.
These were all
But
canceled.
you guys remember the dragon popping out of your giant stone television and attacking the horse.
Yeah, of course.
That was a really fun show. Rough day.
Interview with Eric Dickerson, Ron Morris, and Sean Jones. Do you know these football players, Colin?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us about them. They sit on the floor and play their NES games.
Yeah, they're all big NES fans. They bring them around when they go on road trips.
Yeah, that's a strange profile.
Lots of letters here.
Yeah, I was reading these earlier, and
this is one asking if Little Mac was intentionally made to look like Howard Phillips.
Yeah,
they say it's a coincidence.
So this is my favorite letter right there. Tape tips, dear Nintendo. Do your Nintendo tapes only last for 5 years? Does it matter if you set them on chairs or if you put the controllers on the floor?
What?
Then they answer that the term tape is a slang term that refers to tape, and they don't have tape in them. That kind of explains it.
We joke
tell
about,
your mom to stop calling them tapes.
Yeah.
So good.
Wait, can you go back real quick? What did they say? The battery should last for at least 5 years. They lasted for a lot longer than that.
Well, Zelda batteries still work for the that I've never actually had a broken battery.
Oh, I have.
Many games. Really? But yeah, they say only 5 years for that, but you can replace them. So.
In college, I was playing Final Fantasy on the NES, the original, and I left it on for days, when I would go to class and stuff because I couldn't save.
And that killed it.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work.
All the high scores
NES
there.
Achievers.
Yeah.
This was way before they started ranking the games and stuff too, right? Based on their totally arbitrary math system.
No, they have it in this.
Here they show how to take good screenshots of your games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't get the cat in the frame.
Yeah, right. Cat down there.
Got the pile of books there.
And then I don't understand this section. These are just more letters about power players.
These are letters about how good you are.
This humble bragging, I guess.
Yeah. They dropped this.
I think I am a power player. Yeah. Oh, I like this. Before I play my first game of a cartridge, I first read the instruction book and study it for a few minutes. Then, before playing any game, I stretch out my fingers for 5 minutes.
I think these ones are fake. Remember in the last issue, there's fake letters.
Fake letters. Next, I watched the example. If the game has one, he must mean that if you just leave it running. That's funny.
Yeah.
You never know, though.
Rygar. You finish Rygar. It's...
My tip is, if your character gets killed and you get mad, don't worry, it's just a game. Leave it for about 10 minutes, and when you come back, I'm sure you'll do better.
Donna Saxton, 96.
Donna's got a point, though, because even when I get frustrated in a game today, I
You just want to walk away.
And then I go back the next day and I murder it.
Yeah. That is true.
Look at that guy's Anthrax shirt, Damon.
I know. That's so great. He had a special profile in his photo.
Pete the Natural Bryn.
They call me the Natural. Well, I call myself the Natural.
No one's actually ever called me.
I don't think I ever read this section as a kid.
Oh, okay, this is what I'm thinking about.
Top 30 here.
Look at that art on the top there. It's just like some weird guys with noses.
I used to be obsessed with these charts. I don't know why.
What's number one? Those guys' noses. are really weird.
Yeah,
because wouldn't they eventually color code them? They'd be like, this has been on the chart for more than 6 months.
Yeah.
Mega Man 2 is already
and then,
on the chart and rising.
What are these points?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I never understood the points.
Well, we were saying last issue that maybe it's based on the cards that you send in. It actually has a little. You'll see it. The card had a little checkbox for what games you're playing,
and they apply points to them. Yeah,
but the first issue had that. So check this out. Games not on stores shelves rank high. So the pros picks this week have Super Mario Bros. 2 and Adventure of Link because they're playing them early. And as I was saying, still Super Mario Bros. 2 is not out yet. Yeah. It's not on store shelves.
And how crazy is that? We were talking about how weird it is, like the dealers picks.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit what the guy that Radio Shack picks?
RBI Baseball is their top pick.
That makes sense. I mean, that's more of like maybe a sales chart than like I don't know.
RBI Baseball strikes a home run with dealers.
Yeah.
Starts seeing Zelda 2 in stores in December. There was like so much excitement about Zelda 2.
It's like, please stop asking us about Zelda 2.
Please be excited for E3.
All right, so that story on the bottom there is all
pretty
about
great.
like kind of just how Nintendo Power was put together.
Yeah.
They talk about they celebrated with a salmon barbecue. It's really cool. I love it.
They argued about who's going to pick up a $200 cab fare.
Yeah, I like this. We stayed up all night until 4 a.m. working on the Pack Watch copy, which was just terrible. Then the next morning, though, we took a much-needed break and went to Disneyland. But they're based out of Seattle.
I know. Why are they...
Howard, what the hell are you talking about?
Next issue, Track and Field 2, more on Blaster Master, and then Giant Holiday Giveaway.
And I'll tell you, Track and Field 2 is like one of the worst games ever to cover, too. I don't know why they made that a cover.
Did you ever get this
I never had that.
I've never seen that button.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I've seen those.
Back of the magazine, Power Tools.
I hated that my issue looked just like that. It was all scratched up.
You hated which one?
That controller in the front. I hated that thing.
But the Advantage
the Advantage was rad. For certain games.
Yeah.
Both of those have turbo, though, which is really interesting to play around with when you're a kid. I mean, Game Genie, for whatever, it's cheating and stuff, but it also makes your games replayable because you mess with them. And I think these controllers kind of did that, too.
Yeah. That is the second issue of Nintendo Power. Thank you for joining me today, Colin and Sam.
Oh, no, it's good to be here.
Thank you, viewers, for this little nostalgic trip. Make sure to let us know in the comments and on Twitter what other retro mags you'd like to see, and we'll see you next time on Let's